Avery here from Reptiles, and today you might want to grab a snack, sit back and relax, because we're going to show you all of our animals. So the reason we haven't been posting for a while is because one, we were really busy. Two, we made All My Pets like 5 days ago, and then my mom by accidentally deleted the video, and it was all edited and everything. Like yesterday she deleted the video, so we had to redo it. And yeah, so this is our first crested gecko. His name is Twig. He was also our first crested gecko along with a female that I'll show you a little later. He isn't very fired up right now. I'm surprised. And he's a very sweet boy. Sometimes a little jumpy, but he hunts down dubia roaches, and it's super cool to watch him walk and eat. So the last one I showed you, I forgot to tell you, he was a Dalmatian. And these two are our next two. This one is, well, we don't really have a name for him now that I think of it. This one doesn't have a name. He's a Dalmatian too. So if you guys have a name suggestion, put it in the comments below, because we might actually use it. Because I just usually call him, I don't know. I just call him a gecko. And then the next one, this one is a Harlequin. She's very fired up and really pretty. So next is one we got from the most recent reptile show, the Lebanon Reptile Show. He doesn't have a name either. I usually just call him Stripey. And he's a tiger stripe. He's a very pretty little guy. And he's probably one of my best friend's favorites because of how tiny he is. She also likes the next one I'm going to show you in a second. So this is our last crested gecko. Her name's Tiki. And she was another one of my first ones. She's Twig's girlfriend. And she's a Dalmatian as well. And we also have something very exciting to show you guys that she had, this little cutie. Now, it's I don't know if it's early or late in the season, but we got 2 gecko eggs. And they are so cool. She was very chunky, so we thought she might have had eggs, and we asked around on Facebook, and some people said she did have eggs, and some people said she didn't. So we put a lay box in there, just with sphagnum moss and a container that she could get into. And one morning I came to spray her, and I didn't see her. So then I was looking around, and I looked at the ground, and then she was. And then there was 2 little white spots, and I freaked out. I was so excited. So those eggs will take about 3 or 4 months to hatch, and we're hoping to get 2 happy, healthy little baby crested geckos. And we'll keep you guys updated. So next I have my brother Bryce. He's obviously not one of my pets, but he has one of our snakes that we have here. And he is going to show us and talk to us about his snake. So this is a baby normal corn snake. Oh, he shed. Wow, that's cool. He shed. And this is a baby normal corn snake. His name is Dynamite. He is a female. And he's sometimes when you want to get him out, he rattles his tail a little because he tries to show that he's mad. But he's a really sweet snake. Once you get him out, he's good. He is a really nice snake to have. I love him. He was our 3rd snake, and it was a gift from us to Bryce because he said he really wanted a snake. So recently we just sent in his latest shed to a place where you send in the shed and they can sex your snake for you and tell you if it's a male or a female. And we actually sent in 3 snakes. The next two I'm going to show you next. And Bryce loves a snake. Was she super fast when we got her?
He's one of my favorite snakes, and he's actually still kind of a little bit squiggly and fast.
Yeah, he was a lot faster though.
Yeah.
And the first time he held him, he only bit him once. And I think he bit me. I don't know. He like struck and like bit part of my shirt. So I don't really know if that counts as a bite.
But otherwise, he's really, really, really sweet girl. She's a really nice snake to have.
So this next is my eastern milk snake. She was wild caught, but we took her in because she was super skinny, like skinnier than this, and she was much tinier. She was only my second snake, so we got her a few days before Bryce got his corn snake that he just showed you, and she's gotten much bigger. And we did send in a shed from her too, and she is a girl. And she was probably one of my favorites. She's usually like bright orange when she first sheds, and then she gets darker and darker and darker when she gets closer to shedding again. So she's actually a really great snake to have. She's very calm, and she usually just burrows, so she's really easy to take care of. We'll give her some shedding rocks in there when she goes to shed, and she's like a perfect snake. So next is my first snake, Royce, and he is actually, I didn't even know this, he's in shed. So that's why he's so dull, and as you can see, his eyes are blue. So that's how you tell a snake's in shed.
If I can get him to hold still, you can see his eyes.
And he was my first snake, and he's a desert king snake. He's my best friend Charlie's favorite snake that we have. I don't really know why. He's a little bit grumpy. He just opened his mouth. So my brother's just trying not to get bit. And he's very sweet once he's out of shed. And he's a great eater. Him and the corn snake are my best eaters we have. Like, they'll eat it almost instantly. And they're just great. He's just this great snake to have. I love him a ton. And I bring him outside, and I bring him upstairs when we're watching movies. And it's just so fun to have him around. Long story short, but since this was my first snake, I got him in June, so like 5 or 6 months ago. So I was still learning a lot about snakes. And I just came across him in Petco, and I really wanted him. And since he was my first snake, I had him in my room with a heat mat. So I lost him. Within the first 4 days I had him, I fed him once, and then I lost him. And I lost him for 2 weeks, which I was so scared, because then my mom told me one guy lost his king snake for 2 years, and then he found it still alive, and it was huge. So I was so scared, but then one day I was going to church, and I was like, what boots should I wear? And I happened to pick one pair, and I slid my foot in, and I felt something. So I slid it out, and I had a rope that looked like black and like yellow, just like him. So I thought it was a rope, because he was so thin. And so I pulled him out, and he was like so thin. And I was like, oh my God. And I ran downstairs and yelled, Mom, you won't believe it. And he's like, what? And I was like, I found Royce. And it was so surprising. She was so surprised. And then I put him back in his cage, and when I found him, when I came home from church, he was actually shedding, just like he is now. So that was a while ago, but I still remember that perfectly clear. And then on I think it was my birthday, or maybe it wasn't, it was just a party, I lost him again, and I was so much worried this time. And then I had my milk snake and the corn snake, and I still had all those, and I lost him again. And this time I found him that night. My mom was like, guess what I found? And she plucked it out from under my heater vent. And that was crazy. So a lesson for anyone that has any snake, especially king snakes, because they're incredibly smart. make sure you lock your containers because mine was like this with only one side locked and it was just the tiniest gap and he happened to fit through it twice.
So this is one of our newer Hognose, and he doesn't have a name yet. So comment down below if you guys have a couple ideas what we should name him.
Yeah, we have a few new snakes that need name suggestions, including him and another Hognose. So make sure to drop an idea in the that starts with an F. And I have some like Flopdoodle and Fruit Loop that we could be able to use still. So we only need a few more because we have a few to name. And he is a shadow conda. He's a shadow het sable, not a conda. Is a male, and the guy said he was about 3 years old. We think he's a little bit younger than that, and that's full size for a male. The females do get about a foot bigger than the males, and the males usually only get a foot at the most. And he is a very good eater. He ate instantly, and we've only had him for about a week, so give us a name suggestion. I'm thinking, I don't really have any name suggestions. It would be cool to have a Fruit Loop. That one would be cool. Or a Flopdoodle. That would be another good one for him. So, and I'm holding a ball python. My mom never wanted to do big snakes, but we got these for a really good deal. We got this one. He's just a normal, and he's a male, and his name is Mellow. So next we have a female Hognose snake. She is a het sable. She's just a normal het sable, like the other one I just showed you. She is very sassy. Her name's Flip. So we had to finish this video a couple days later because there wasn't enough time in the day. And first I'll start with this one. This is my cat Precious, who's drinking from the water bowl. And he is the best cat ever. He's like a dog. What? He's like a dog. He's so big. And I named him Precious because I thought he was a girl. But he's actually a boy. He's my big boy. And this snake was one that's super exciting because in the last part I said she was missing. But we found her a day or two after that, which was like the day before yesterday. And we just found her. Okay, so this is a female spinner ball python. A spinner is made up of a spider and a pinstripe. So the top, you could totally see the pinstripe. At first I thought she was just a pinstripe, but then I seen under her, and this is from the spider. So spider and pinstripe is how you get a spinner, and she's super sweet. I was so excited to find her. My mom was like, "Oh my God!" And I thought she found a giant spider or something, but then she actually found a snake, and I was so excited. And then there's Precious. Peppa.
What kind of snake is that?
That's a fat one. It's called the big fat black snip nose. Peppa, come on. Peppa, please. The snake is gonna bite you. Peppa. Oh, come on, big butt. He's so heavy. Okay. Plop somewhere else. Okay. He wants to go in the snake bin. So Precious has a long story behind him as well. Precious, I wanted a cat for Christmas. I already had one from last year, but she was very little when we got her, and she got really mean. So I wanted a different one that was nicer, which I got. And one day we were driving home from school and my piano lesson, and we came across a kitten. 3, actually. And it was Precious, Snip, and Lucky, I named them. There were 3 brothers and sisters. Really? Charlotte. Oh, I didn't say her name. Her name's Charlotte. We came across 3 kittens, and they were tiny. He was so small. And he used to be able to fit in princess clothes in baby doll clothes that I used to have. And he was at first Lucky was the nicest, but then I decided to keep him instead, and Lucky's at my dad's, and Snip we gave to my horse barn, but she unfortunately got stepped on by a horse when she followed one of the workers out to the field. So that was really sad, but Precious has grown a ton, and he's like the best cat ever. Papa, you gotta come out. Papa, you gotta come out. Okay, Papa, go somewhere else. Not attack the snake. Okay, please move. Good boy. Precious, you're not a snake. Are you checking it for snakes first? Make sure the ball python's not in there. So when they claw at the ground, that means they're checking for snakes, which is really funny because he's in a snake bin. Can you please get out? You go in your hide for a second. Go. Ugh, come on, Precious. I'm sorry, buddy, but you're not a snake. No, go. Go somewhere else. So, Precious is still on my lap, so my mom had to get me the next snake. This is Red, my gopher snake that I got at the Hamburg Reptile Show, my first reptile show. And I've had her for a few weeks now, and maybe even a month, and she's been a great snake. I love her so much, and since my snake Willow's gone, she's a great replacement because she's about the same size. So next we have all of our hognoses. Well, we have a few upstairs though because they're in brumation, but these are a few more, and these are our babies. So these are all the ones that are in our baby rack. This one is one of our first hognose snakes. His name is Fury. He is a conda, which means the anaconda is a pattern morph in hognoses. They're not like the normal kind of snake that's called an anaconda, which means they have a more reduced pattern usually, and white walls, kind of like what he has, and usually a solid or close to solid black belly. Fern, why are you always running away now? Fern, you look very pretty now that you sit. So next is my next hognose, Fern. She is a normal twin spot. Now, she was one of our other first hognoses because we got 3 on one day. And she's the one that bit me in my feeding video. But I still love her so much. And she's a very sweet snake. He is a Xanthic head albino male. His name is Fierce. And he is in shed, that's why his eyes are blue, which is the first time he's ever shed with us, which is super exciting. He's eating really good. He's one of our best eating hognoses. And I'm going to show you the next one. So the next one is one we got like a week ago. And she's very sassy. I don't have any name for her. So I'm thinking about Fawn, but she's very sassy. But if you have any better names, or I even might use the name Fruit Loop or Flapdoodle for my other one. Any girl names that start with an F, please drop them in the comments below so that way we might pick your name. She's very sassy. And she pees a lot, so I'm not going to take her out. And she is a conda. See her. Actually, I'm going to try to take her out. I'm sorry. She's a conda, which see her more reduced pattern, and she has white walls. But what's really cool about her is her belly. Her belly has a little black stripe, and it has more white. You can see her white balls going around. Where Fury, it's right there, his belly is more solid, and just the sides are white. Where her belly's part white. She's super sassy, but I love her so much. Next, we have another one that is it's probably our favorite hognose in the family because of how sweet but sassy she is. Her name is Flower. She's a albino xanthic, Fierce I just showed you is a Xanthocat albino, so their genetics are flip-flopped, and she's super sassy, but sometimes once you get her out, she's super sweet. I'm sorry. And I love her so much. She's probably one of my favorite snakes that we have. Definitely my favorite hognose. And she's eating super good, and I love her so much. So we made up a song for her. It's based on the song Savage, but it's the lyrics are rewritten in a song for her and some of our other sassy hognoses. And it goes, me is sassy, cute, adorable, and nasty. I like striking because it makes me happy. Yeah, me is sassy. Nike, please come out. Oh, I have to talk a lot about Nike. So next is another one I got from from my Hamburg Reptile show. This one was supposed to be a female bull snake, but we discovered that with looking online, my mom went to the pet shop one day and she seen two snakes that looked exactly like her that were labeled as gophers. So she did some research and she found out this was a gopher snake. Now, bull snakes and gopher snakes are in the same family, and they look a lot alike. There's just a few differences that make them look different. And the gopher snakes have more of a train track and something else that I can't really remember on them. And they're usually get smaller than bull snakes, which I didn't even realize yet because she wasn't full grown. But then when my mom told me that, I was really mad because I really wanted a bull snake. But we found out she's actually a sand disco gopher snake. And when you buy something from breeders, like my breed, the guy that I got it off of, he said it was the prettiest bull snake he had, which I actually think that's because it was his only gopher snake, and that's why he said it was the prettiest, and it was like more calm than the rest and less sassy like bull snakes are known for. And I was just really bummed. And now we have two female gopher snakes, and her name is Nike. And just be really careful whenever you buy snakes off of a breeder, and even if they don't say it's the prettiest one they have, just be really careful. So next is my normal pets other than Precious. These are my dogs. That one's Ellie and this one's Olive. Ellie's almost as old as me, 9 or 10, and Olive, that's just Scab or Hitchhiker. This is Olive. She is a German Shorthair Pointer. Ellie's a hound mix, but she was a rescue, so we don't really know. And Olive, she's super crazy, as you can see. She has hitchhikers all over her collar. She's super crazy, and she loves to lick everything all the time. And she's super funny, and the one she's currently sitting on is Roxy. She was my first cat that I said wasn't super nice, but she's getting better with time. So Roxy is very grumpy. She's gotten much better though over time, and we got her when she was super little and too young to leave her mom, but someone was giving her away, so we decided, and I really wanted a cat at that time before Precious, and she brought her home, and she was so tiny. She was, I can't even explain how small she was. I think she was like that long or something, and she was super sweet at first. She would sleep everywhere, but she just got really mean for some reason over time, and we think it's because we got her from such a young age. And right now, Olive's staring at her. Right now, we got her a little bit before Olive's, so I'm pretty sure she's almost 3 or 4. She's 3 or 4, right? She's almost 3 or 4, and she's just still really fun to have, even though she's grumpy. So recently we got a fish tank, and we got it with a bunch of fish in here, and we also got another one for a week or 2 ago, and that's the big tank that we still gotta clean and move all these fish into. And we have a bunch of cool fish in here, like little catfish And I have a bunch of names like Stripey and Placo Jr. But the only one I'm going to show you right now is Placo and Tangerine. Placo is behind that. He's a huge catfish of some sort. And there's Tangerine in here, which I love so much. And she is that little orange one in the plant. And I named a bunch of other ones like Billy and Bob and Pinstripe and Pinhead. I named 23 of them, the fish in here, but not all of them. But I'm not going to name them all today because it would take forever. There's Tangerine in there. And she is super sweet. I love Tangerine so much. So next is our other hognoses that are currently in formation. And this one's Farrah. She's a conda too. I'm not going to take her out because my hand warmth might make her warmer and it could just mess up their season for breeding and how cold they're supposed to be. We used to have a fridge for these, but it's not staying cold enough. So we just have them in a really cold closet. As you might be able to tell, I carved base reptiles in this with a heat gun. And it's really hard to tell, probably. And it was just one of my custom boxes, which is really cool. And then down here is what we're going to be breeding Farrah to. This is Finch. And that is our big name reveal from the unboxing video. We named him Finch. It was none of your guys' suggestions. It was just one that one of our family members suggested. I can't say it. That can be bloopers. He is a conda, just like her, but he has toffee in him, which gives him that yellow look. And he's super sweet. And look at his belly is really pretty. Come on, Finch. Come on, please go up. Good boy. Next is one of my favorite lizards that we got at the Lebanon Reptile Expo. And this is Flame. She is my bearded dragon. And she is a red bearded dragon that gives her her red color. And I love her so much. And I don't know how I would live without her because she's like the best ever. And maybe one day we'll film a fun time with Flame video. This is my last animal. And this one, you guys are probably going to be going like, Avery, why do you have a rat when you have snakes? So there's a long story behind this, but I'm going to try to tell you the short version. Goose was my pet before I got any of my snakes. I got her in January, and she is a baby Dumbo rat, and I love her so much. She was probably one of my favorite animals other than Precious that aren't reptiles, even though we do have a lot of those. And you guys are probably thinking, Avery, why do you have a rat when you have snakes? And that's why okay, she's gonna run away. We chicken wired her cage because she was squeezing through the bars and always getting out, and I would find piles of rat food in my drawers, my clothes drawers, and I would find rat nest made out of paper, and all my violin music would be under my dresser in a big ball with my rats in it. So we had to chicken wire her cage, but I love her so much still. She also loves Flame. No, Goose, no, please, please. I got her. Flame. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you haven't already, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the post notifications so you get notified every single time we post a new video. And we'll be sure to make more All My Pets videos because we're gonna, what's the word I'm looking for? Thank you guys so much for watching, and please, if you haven't already, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the post notifications so you get notified every single time we post a new video. And also, we'll definitely be making more updated, more All My Pets videos because we constantly are getting pets. And we also have another reptile show in December coming up, but we'll have a few more videos before that show, but that will be a really cool show to film on, and it's going to be another Hamburg show. Bye!